join us shortly.
Right.
Welcome to the Wednesday night show. And I self-anoint myself the people pleaser.
That's right. He's the people pleaser, everyone. So you're in for a real treat tonight.
Who was the people champion? The Rock?
The Rock.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I'm a huge fan of The Rock when he was a wrestler.
Yeah, he was awesome. That time was one of the best times in wrestling.
Oh, yeah. I mean, where was I? I was working in Portland. In my, this is the late 90s.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And man, me and my co-worker, we were talking. My favorite was The Rock, and my best friend at the time and co-worker was Steve Austin. The rival, so we were like, oh, here every weekend we're just like, oh, here we come.
yeah, that was great. That was a great time in wrestling. I remember I went to
that's when I was in it, when it was like Hulk Hogan and Andre the Giant.
I remember that too.
Yeah,
I remember that was the rockin' wrestling era.
Well, that was the mid '80s, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Because I was in late high school and early college years when Hulk Hogan was the bomb.
Yeah.
I was a fan of
Lauper, kind of involved for some reason with Lou Albano and all that.
Who was one of my favorite, which was kind of silly, the Iron Sheik.
He was awesome. I liked him.
I love those shoes. I'm like, give me those shoes.
Oh yes,
the Polish Hammer, Ivan Putski.
Oh, one of my favorites from that era was the $1 Million Man.
Hello to Dave in the chat room, Lord Tatman, and Comic Crack, the first three people that pop in. Hello, welcome to the People Pleaser show.
The Wednesday night show with the people pleasers.
Exactly. I self-anoint myself the people pleaser.
Where's the other people pleaser? Where is he? Well, he's too good to show up?
I don't know. Where's Doc? Doc might be sleeping right now, taking a nap.
He's got a birthday coming up.
Yeah.
Saturday, right?
Indeed he does.
He will be 53. 54.
No, he's older than that. He's going to be 55.
Oh, 55.
He was born in 63.
Okay, so he's 3 years old. I always thought he was 2 years older than me, but it's 3 years.
3 years.
I think he's getting past you. He's aging faster.
Yes, Thomas Churchill's and 71 King. Yes, the people pleaser. We gotta give wrestling nickname to Patrick and Anthony, but I gave myself the people pleaser.
All right, so who's Patrick?
Reaper fits for everything.
Exactly.
That's why I chose that name. It just goes with everything.
Wear like a black thing with a sickle and then take it off and then get in the ring.
Like the Undertaker.
Yeah.
When he was the Lord of Darkness, you remember that? When he abducted Stephanie McMahon and he was gonna.
Yeah, I don't remember all that. I have a vague memory of it.
I'm the Lord of Darkness.
Well, let's go. Brian Spaceboy is here as well. Hello, Brian Spaceboy.
Hopefully everything's back to normal for you, Brian.
Yeah, Brian, let us know how's your new house, and did the storm did any kind of damage? That would be awful to move into a new house and have to deal with the storm right away.
Yeah.
Wouldn't want that on anyone.
Didn't Charlotte get hit too?
I think to a certain extent, everybody got a little something. The question is how much water.
Yeah, standing water. Yeah.
Yeah. If the rain and the wind, that's not bad. It's the darn water. Hey, the water scares me too. When I had the storm last year, that was the thing that scared me the most. I'm just like, as far as the wind, I'm not worried. My house,
you're basically surrounded by water.
Yeah, and my biggest threat is falling tree and flood, because we are 16 feet, something, just almost 17 feet above seawater level. So we're okay there. We are actually almost at the high point of Sarasota as far as my house. But we have huge trees. I have massive tree around me, okay? And I told my wife, sure, we have a metal roof that can withstand 150-mile wind, but if one of those trees come down, it will crush us. That metal roof is not going to prevent anything. So that's the biggest scare. That's why we went to the shelter, because we're just not going to deal with the falling tree, or should flood get to outdoor.
Was that a year ago already now?
Yeah, it was. It happened actually 9/11.
Oh, okay. So over a year.
Yeah, 9/11, about the same time as Florence. Hard to believe, but Florence was like 3 weeks ago, right?
Yeah, yeah, that's right.
Time flew. Nice of always here as well. Let's see, Paco Rizzo is here as well. No damage for Brian's baseball, so good for you.
Yeah, that's
very good.
Great.
Very good.
First question of the day is, I'm sure. Well, I got the email from CGC.
Yep, I got it too. I see Alex already cranked out a video on it.
Yeah. For those that are not aware, CGC sent out an email earlier today. I got it exactly at 4:36.
I think that's when I got it.
Yeah, it's a blast email to all their membership. But basically, they introduced at the New York Con a crossover service where you can bring slab from any other company. They will crack it out for you, and they will grade it for you at half price.
Wow.
So you save, I believe it's half price. Let me read it again.
Standard tier is $32.50.
Yeah. So is that half price? I don't think so.
Well, not half price, depending on if you're a member or not.
Yeah, it's not quite half price. It's definitely a discount, because usually they charge more for on-site grading. So they are charging you, from what I can see here, a little bit less than what I would pay at home.
Yeah. What a great idea, though, because not only do they get new customers maybe, and a lot of just throughput, but they get all that data from looking at other companies. Like, they called this a 3.0. What did we grade it at? So they get an idea of how they measure up. Yeah,
I mean, it's not a bad idea.
Yeah.
Certainly it's aggressive move. But there are people that, we all know in this hobby, there are loyalists from all three companies.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
There are people from all three companies that would rather eat their legs before they would switch. I don't get the loyalty thing. To me, it's a business. It's just like, I have no loyalty to just about 99% of the people and the business out there. It's a business. I pay for a service. That's it. I have no loyalty, period. Okay, but there are a lot of people that have loyalty, and they're not gonna move, right?
Yeah. Once you have, say that you have 50 slabs of one of the companies, you're not going to just jump ship to one of the other companies.
Yeah, but I think there are a handful.
Yeah.
I think this will be a small fraction, tiny fraction, because there are people that would buy from PGX.
Yeah.
And resubmit. Okay. I'm sure CGC see that already. A lot of people have done that already over the past 10+ years. So it's not new. I don't know how often people would buy CBCS slab to regrade. I have seen a few of those. You know what I don't see often is people taking CGC and switch over to CBCS.
Well, I haven't either. I was thinking something the other day, Nick, and I know you've done it and I've done it. I've broken out PGX and CBCS and even CGCs, and cleaned them and pressed them and hoped for a better grade. Do you think, similar to how the diamond industry will mark in, like if you get an implant, like in your arm or whatever, they'll put a serial number. Do you think they'll ever do that on comics without us knowing about it?
They should.
Because, I mean, they could do it microscopically where most of us would never even know that it's there.
If
I were them, I would do it.
I would.
And that way you keep your senses clean.
Yeah. I think, I'm all for that.
I am too.
I'm all for that. It's just that I think it's just an extra cost. A lot of people don't want to.
Well, I could see them doing it without us knowing it.
Yeah.
But it would be great for theft as well.
Well, Cougar Comic is here. He said, let's see. I'm sure they will get a landslide of PGX slabs. Possibly, it's. Will they get some? Absolutely. How much? I don't know. that, because like I said, I'm not very active in the slab buying business these days. So I don't know how active it is. I know a lot of people collect slab. More people collect slab now than ever.
Yeah.
Right? Otherwise, CBCS and CGC won't be so busy out the yin yang. Okay, let's not. It's no longer like I hate slab. You gotta remember. Well, 6 or 7 years ago on YouTube, there was videos of guys like I hate slab.
Yeah.
Guess what? You can't fight the train. Okay, go stand in front of a train and see how that will help you.
I could give you a short list of people that I'd like that to happen to.
Because I remember 6 years ago when I first got on YouTube, there was dude making videos talking like talk badly about slab, like how stupid it is, and I'm like, if you don't like slab, that's fine. Like me, I like raw book, but I wouldn't declare anything stupid and eating God.
It's not your cup of tea.
And I'm like,
a cup of teas. I was waiting until John showed up, but I gotta crack this.
Yeah. So,
sorry, John.
I think it's at the end of the day, I think the move by CGC is. I think some people might look at that as like, oh my God, they are trying to be a monopoly and they're trying to corner the market. News for everyone. If you run a business, you want to step on your competitor's throat every chance you get.
That's
Absolutely.
right.
That's how, yeah.
Breaking news, okay? It's just like a football game. If you have a team down, you want to crush their nuts.
Yeah.
You don't go to prevent defense.
The people pleaser has spoken.
It's just to me, it's just like, oh, they're doing something bad. No. If you run a business, you are out there to crush your competitors. Doesn't matter if it's 1 or 2 or 10, you are doing it, and it is what it is.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I have competitors that compete with me that cut their price in half. Yes, they cut their rate in half to compete with me. I have clients that come to me and say, Nick, I got an offer that I can switch for half. I'm just like, go.
I get the same thing, Nick, and I tell them the same thing. I said, give me their number, I'll hire them.
I'm like, there is no way I'm doing anything for half the price because that's my profit margin. I ain't working for free.
Nope.
So I don't care what if my competitor trying to wipe me out by going half, go ahead and do it. Go ahead and do it and eat ramen for a couple of years and see how you know that. I ain't cutting my price, and guess what? After 22 years, I'm still here. So guess what? They come and go. But yeah, so I don't think it's like anything bad. Some people might look at it that way, but for me, it's just business. Now, CBCS can do the same tactics.
I'd be interested to see that.
Yeah, it would be. It would be interesting seeing people bring.
You know what I'd really love? I'd love to see the data on, say they get 1,000 books in. At a certain grade, how many of those stayed the same, got higher, or went lower, and which company?
Yeah,
that would be interesting.
That would be awesome data if they would publish it. They probably never will.
Yeah, but yeah, back to my observation earlier when I said that I have never seen people buy CGC and resubmit to CBCS. I have seen people resubmit CBCS to CGC, resubmit PGX to CGC, but I'm sure it has happened. Okay, I'm not going to say that.
The only time I could see it happening is if you buy a CGC book and it'll say that something's written on the first page. Like say it says Jack Kirby's written on first page. They won't confirm if it's signature or not. You might buy it, crack it, send it into CBS to get the signature verified. That would be the only reason I could think of.
Yeah, I can see that happen, but like I said, personally, I have not seen it.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't say that I have seen it, but I will not be surprised if some people do that. Okay. I'm not saying that there is nobody that will ever switch from CGC. CBCS did not get this busy because nobody switched.
That's right.
Okay, let's get it very clear. Use some common sense. They don't have 6 months backlog because nobody switched. Okay. So there are switchers out there. I'm just saying that I don't know anybody.
Neither do I.
Neither do I. Just go with what I know instead of what I think I know. I don't know.
I know that I don't know.
I know what you don't know what you think you know, and you know the whole
easily explained.
I have another question.
Great.
Well, maybe not great question, but would you consider spending $100 on Stanley's signature a wise move right now? Because that's what the cost is of.
You know, for me, the signatures are only good if they commemorate you meeting the person.
Uh-huh.
I don't see for me the value in buying it offline. You know, unless I actually get to meet him and talk to him. And I like when it's personalized too. So like you put your name in there or something about you. I think that's kind of cool. You just get the signature. It's not as cool. I do have a few of them, mostly from people that are no longer with us, like Rich Buckler and Bernie Wrightson. I do have their signatures, and unfortunately, I didn't get to meet them before they died, so that was the only thing I could get.
Mm-hmm.
I would like that Kirby signature someday.
You know, to me, if Stanley charged $100 for a signature, can you expect a little premium on that book over something that does not have a signature? Absolutely. But the question is how much, right?
Yeah.
The question is it worth the $100 investment so you can get $150 high on your slab? Correct? My answer is there is not that much premium left. Let's say a giant size X-Men 1 9.0 is $1,000. Okay. Now a yellow label might go for $1,150 or $1,100.
Yeah.
But if the signature costs you $100, is it worth it to make an extra $50?
No. I don't think so.
I think maybe some people are banking on when he passes away.
Yeah.
Is it really going to spike? I mean, I don't know, but there are a ton of Stanley signatures out there.
I was going to say, of the comic people out there, is there anyone that has more signatures than Stanley?
No, I don't think so.
No.
I mean, if you're looking for Jack Kirby, that's harder to find. Even Bernie Wrightson.
Yeah.
But you see a lot of Neil Adams. That might be.
Yeah, a lot of Neil Adams, I'd say.
A lot of Neil Adams, a lot of Chris Claremont, zillions out there.
Yeah.
George Perez are a zillion out there.
Yeah, George Perez too.
George Perez has been signing every con basically for the past.
The thing about him though that's different is almost all of his proceeds go to his charity foundation.
Yeah, which is nice.
Yeah, that's kind of cool. So I don't mind paying for a signature if it's going to charity.
Yeah, so personally, to me, like if you want a Stanley signature because you want a Stanley signature, nothing wrong with paying $100 for it. But I would not advise anybody to go and spend the money because it's going to be a good investment in 10 years when he's gone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Or you could do like I did. I did buy his signature online. It was a Ross painting of reimagination of Avengers 4, and Stanley signed it. It's got a certificate of authenticity and all that. So
Knights of Old,
I got it for $56. So
Knights
that was
of
for the
Old,
frame painting.
Knights of Old just looked on eBay and he said that there's currently 2,040 Stanley signature items on eBay.
Oh yeah, there's a ton of them.
It's not rare, okay?
No.
It's not. The question is, rarity is not the word. It's just because something is not rare does not mean that it cannot go up in value. Okay? Let's get that thing straight. Just like Hulk 181.
I was just gonna say that.
So when I use the word "it's not rare," that's not the reason why the signature is not going up. The question is, how many people actually want it compared to how many people the number of people that want it because they love it, they already have it. A lot of the signatures that are getting done now are people thinking that they can make money. So they're having like 20, 50, 100 slabs.
This weekend when you're at New York City Con, you're going to see guys with the hand trucks, white boxes full of books, and they're going to throw them on the table and get everything signed. And by the time they're to their car, they're on their phone listing it.
Yeah, exactly.
And Matt, the comic hoarder, he went to Baltimore Comic Con, and he's a big fan of signature collecting. Like, he get them raw signed. Okay, he's not he also collect Yellow Label too, but he said that it was a bummer because it seemed like 98% of the creators now charge money for signatures.
Yeah.
And the sad reality is because there are so much signature flipping on eBay.
Yeah.
They're not blind. Okay. If you are Chris Claremont and you know that people are putting a stack of 50 books in front of you so that they can make $500 off you, you want a piece of that.
Absolutely.
You can be nice after a while, but after a while, you're just like, am I a sucker here writing my name 50 times for you?
Who was it? Who was the baseball star that started something similar? Was it Joe DiMaggio, where people were asking him for his autograph, but he would personalize it because he knew that people were making money off his name, where he just signed
Great idea.
his name. I think he was the one. Maybe I could be wrong, but he was kind of shrewd from what I read on him.
Rod Heckman said Steve Ditko sick is rare. Yes,
that is true.
That is rare. There's a lot of creators that passed away in the 70s or the 80s are also very rare. Like Dave Cockrum. That's not an easy signature to find.
I imagine Bob Kane isn't easy.
Bob Kane signed a lot of stuff.
He did? Really?
I'm thinking Terry Reckless, right? I've never seen Terry Austin's signature.
Yeah, Terry Austin, he doesn't do the convention thing either.
Yeah.
What about Johnny Craig or Graham Ingalls?
Yeah. I mean, those guys are super uber. But from what I heard, Bob Kane was like he's like a Stan Lee to the nth level, right? So he's just like, he signed anything. He signed collar, he signed your hand, he signed anything.
I didn't know that. I didn't know. Bless you. I didn't know that. I thought I would have thought that he would have been rare.
Medicine.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta drink a little bit more. You might need another can.
Drink faster. I gotta get up to the Dr. Von Chilla level.
Well, we don't need you passing out on TV.
He's sleeping on a park bench in his backyard.
No, he could take it, Patrick. You can't.
Speaking of Steve Ditko, which lead to my other topic that I want to talk about. Ever since Steve Ditko passed away, I read a lot of comments of people missing him, which is fine. But there are a fair amount of people that would talk about how much they hate Stan Lee because Stan Lee took all the limelight. Steve Ditko did not get enough credit. Steve Ditko did not enough recognition. Blah blah blah. I'm sure you read all that kind of stuff too.
Yep.
How much of that is Steve Ditko contribution? Because he did not want recognition. My thing to this is like Steve Ditko is a reclusive person.
Yeah, absolutely.
Stan Lee is Stan Lee. He's a mouth with a microphone.
Yep.
Okay, that's Stan Lee even in the 70s. Okay, he's been the same way, the playboy, the flamboyant guy that talk a lot, that gabble a lot. He's always been the same. But when it comes down to Steve Ditko, he has no desire to be anything. He doesn't care.
No, legitimately, he didn't care.
Yeah,
he really didn't care.
So to me, it's kind of misplaced anger. I mean, at the end of the day, it's just like if Steve Ditko prefers to stay in his condo and be left alone, it is his choice.
Yeah.
I thought I read somewhere. Now, obviously, it's nowhere near Stan Lee, but I thought I read somewhere that Steve Ditko did have a decent amount of money, despite living like a recluse.
Well,
I mean, obviously not as wealthy as maybe Stan Lee, but he was actually okay.
He's not poor.
Right.
He's not. He has. I don't believe he have wife or children, right?
No. I mean, no, nothing.
Yeah. So, it's hard to understand people like Steve Ditko.
Right? Well, he really bought into the objectionist philosophy, I believe.
Ayn Rand?
Yeah. And he really, I think, lived his life. That was his lifestyle. And whatever came with that.
And he shunned the limelight. He avoid all discussion about who did Spider-Man, what. He's just like, I'm fine without it. Okay.
Yeah. Well, the funny thing is, like you said, people seem to care about it more than he did.
Exactly.
And I just be happy that he created that stuff. I don't understand who did what and who was responsible for, like, the whole Kirby Stan Lee debate.
The people always try to pick sides, just like CGC and CBCS. They always got to try to pick a side and argue. And
truly, what does it matter? Even if you knew that happened, in the end result, we made out. We got all this great stuff. So Kirby wasn't destitute. He didn't die a poor man. And
well, the thing is, for those that haven't followed my channel long enough, 6 years ago, my first year on YouTube, I made a video where I talk about the Kirby estate suing Marvel,
okay,
and Disney. And in that video, I said Kirby estate lost multiple times, but if they do the right thing and stop suing, I'm sure Disney will play nice and give something. And because I spent, for those that don't know me, I spent the last 22 years with my business in lawsuits. Okay, I dealt with people arguing, suing each other for 22 years. And my best advice whenever I talk to any one of my clients without the attorneys, settle the case. Talk reason into the other side. Because otherwise, if you keep on fighting, both attorneys' side will make the most money and you guys will walk away with nothing. So in that video 6 years ago, I said, if the Kirby estate would stop the lawsuits, Disney, the big company, will play nice and give something, and they did. If you pay attention to how Jack Kirby names start to pop up in all of the credits of the last 15 plus movies, it's because the Kirby estate stopped suing. Right? And you notice that how Fox put in Len Wein and Marvel, put in other creators in their movies. So that they can get residual. Okay, you get so it's just one of these things where I'm not a fan of people suing for something. I'm not a fan of people trying to take credit for this and that. At the end of the day, there are a way to get what you need instead of like fighting over it. Like even remember Jim Starlin, who declared he's not going to work with CGC because he didn't get the cut of the pie. And guess what? Now he's working with CGC because he got the cut of the pie. It's all about the money. Okay, play nice, and it will happen. But no, back to Ditko. I think at the end of the day, it's past the point of who take credit. We all know, it's. I always look at Marvel as the collective, all of them. Okay, it's not. Whenever I talk about the Marvel age, I throw in Kirby, Ditko, Stan Lee, the top three, right? As far as the creation of like the hundreds of awesome characters, they all have their hands in it. I'm not gonna say who did more, who did less.
Yeah, exactly.
It's pointless to say who deserved more. All three, the three titans. Okay. That's how the hobby should look at the history of Marvel, is those three titans, hands down. Okay, that's all we need to do. It's no need to say, oh, this person is 40%, this person is 10%. No, the three titans share the accolade. Okay, but that's really when it comes down to Steve Ditko, I think it's I have a family member that is very reclusive, and I'm not gonna try to convince my brother to change. He's happy the way he is. Okay, he's content in being a little weird, and it is what it is. I don't understand him, but I stopped fighting to try to understand. Like all through high school, all through college, and even a few years after college, we butt head like this because I want to understand him. I want him to change, to be more normal. No, there's no point. who he is, you know. Other than that, feel free to bring up any other topics. It's 7:30, so we got another 30 minutes to go. Did you get buy anything this week?
I got something back from CGC. I had something graded, and I'll show you.
Oh, show and tell.
I didn't win any of the Comic Link auctions I bid on.
I did not bid on anything.
I bid on.
They had some nice stuff.
I'd say close to. I think I bid on 17 things altogether.
Yeah.
I see that albedo.
Yes, I submitted this for grading.
Look at that.
And it came back.
It came back higher than you thought, right?
It did.
Yeah.
I thought this was maybe
an 8.
8.
Yeah.
And it came back.
And did you have it press and clean?
I did not. I had it. Maybe that was silly of me, but I did not. The reason why is I thought that the pressing wouldn't do much for it. I looked at it and I said, well, the creases are color breaking. Yep. And I don't think it's going to really improve the grade that much. So I'm happy with the end result. And I showed you this, Nick. I'm going to the con tomorrow. My local comic book shop owner asked me if I could submit this book for him. He feels that it could go up a grade.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
Too bad John's not here to see this one.
Now, the centering on this one is super nice, too.
It's a beautiful book. On the top, there's a little bit of waviness that he thinks that could come out and maybe go to a
really
9
deep red, too.
Yeah, beautiful. Back covers nice.
The centering, nice. That's a nice looking book. Good luck to him. Good luck on getting a 9.2.
Yeah, I think he is. I think he's going to. There are little things here that I'm seeing right in the light here. Little dents, non-color breaking dents. Little things that I think are going to make a little bit of improvement on it.
Iconic Point asked, how good is CGC cleaning service? Is it able to remove stain effectively? Well, Iconic Point, I can't answer that, but I know I can do better.
I'm submitting a special book tomorrow for pressing and cleaning. They better do a good job.
No, my head is that big, yes.
I don't know.
Well, you have everything, Nick. Why wouldn't it
be? No. CGC pressing and cleaning service, I have never used. So I cannot comment whether they are the best.
I can tell you the guy that they have running it probably knows more about that than anyone in the country or in the world. But if he can teach it to others that well, I don't know if he can or can't.
Yeah, Matt Nelson.
Yeah.
He is. I'm guessing his age is like 47-ish. Yeah. Late 40s. And he has been in the hobby longer than me. He's younger than me, but he has been in the hobby probably 40 years.
Yep.
And he has been doing restoration, preservation since his late 20s.
Yep.
So he had 20 plus years of this in his skills set. I know some of the people that work for Matt at CSS, or whatever they call themselves. They're good, it's just that I have never used their service, so I cannot say how good they are. I have heard people love them. I have heard mixed people that say they don't like them. I have heard people complaining that they took too long.
Yeah. It reminds me of, if you have a favorite pizza place, right? And if you get pizza on a Wednesday night, it's not as good as Friday night when a particular guy's there. And I think you end up with the same type of thing. Whoever's tossing your pizza that night, is he good at it or is he not good at it, right?
Yeah. And the thing is,
cleaning. You might have a guy that's really good at it, has been doing it a long time. He's going to do a fantastic job. Then you send another book in and you get this other guy that's only been at it for 6 months.
And Matt has moved from the restoration and pressing role into grading. Okay. Yeah. So this is, if you look at CGC description, Matt has become the top 3 graders there now. Okay, they basically have 3 team of graders. 3 or 4, I believe, and he's one of the top guy. So he has moved. I'm sure part of his responsibility, I'm guessing, is still running the CSS division. But as far as being hands-on, he's definitely no longer hands-on, because I'm pretty sure he's up to the yin yang grading 300 books a day.
Yeah.
And that's the average expectation at CGC. Okay, so if you think being a grader is easy, imagine grading 300 books a day.
No thanks.
I can't even do that a week. Let alone a day. I can't even do that a month, let alone a day. You know, it's. I said this many times. The reason why I can't imagine myself working for CGC as a grader is that I would hate comic books after a while.
Yeah.
It's how much fun is it to just sit there and grade all day, 9 hours a day? I mean, come on, you know, it's fun, but hobby is not about looking at the corner and the edges and all day long. It's a crazy idea, but yeah, it's there are a lot. You know, when it comes down to recommending presser, cleaning, I have a very hard time.
Me too.
Recommending anyone, because every single companies that I know, every single one of them could have people that don't like them,
yep,
people that love them. Because the problem with a lot of people that use these services, they don't know how to grade. Okay, so let's say you have a book that you think is an 8.0, okay, but maybe the book was 9.2, but you think it's an 8.0. You submit it to a professional, and he press it, he clean it, it come back at 9.2, and you're like, oh, he's awesome.
Yeah.
He get me a 9.2. I thought it was an 8, now it's a 9.2. What if it was a 9.2 already?
Yeah, he did nothing to it. But great.
So, and then let's say opposite situation. You have a book you thought was a 7, but it was more like a 5, right? You submit it to a professional, he clean it, he press it, he get graded as a 6. Oh, he sucks. That book was at least a 7. Maybe you can't grade. Have you thought of that? This is why I don't press for anybody, because the last thing I want to do is deal with people that cannot grade.
Yeah. They're complaining to you. Oh, you suck. You didn't do this right. Blah, 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 blah.
Well, the thing is, if you don't know how to grade, you can't grade, then you have false expectation. And I have no desire to deal with anyone that have false expectation. You thought what? You can't grade, so you thought what? Let's be blunt, okay? If you can't grade, don't send the books to me, okay? No, I trust me. I thought long and hard about ever providing the service. I'm just like, do I want to deal with this on a daily basis?
No.
Oh my God.
No, no, no.
I have a hard time even answering the topic questions.
Yeah, do you think this?
I thought, huh? Stop right there. Thought. There's no thinking. There's no thinking between the ears.
Stop thinking. You're weakening the team.
I bought something. Dr. Banchero would have liked seeing it, but since he's not here, it's a low grade 2.0, but I'm pretty happy with it.
Oh, I like that. The Frazetta cover.
Yeah.
Let's see.
That is a classic, Nick.
This I will give a close-up look on this maybe when I do like a low grade, mid grade, presentable low to mid grade books. This fit the bill because it's a 2.0. It has major issues, but as you can see, there is no big creases anywhere. The worst thing is there's a tear right here.
It's complete.
Yep, it's complete. There's a tear right here. Actually, right here. There's a little tear here. There's an inch tear here that tear through the entire book.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay, so that's why it's a 2.0. Even though, like I said, the staple are pretty decent, the spine is pretty decent, but hey, 2.0, fairly inexpensive book.
all day.
Slapping in a Mylar looks great.
Yeah, so it's a perfect example of a low-grade book that I don't mind owning because, like I said, it's it doesn't have any major ugly like big corner creases or big chunk missing. You know, it's but that's it. That's my main.
That's a great book. I love it. Yep. I love it. I've had my eye on one for a while.
Yeah, it's you know, whenever I see a Frazetta cover, you know, I always look for them on eBay. You know, one of the few things that I still look on eBay when I go there is I type in famous funnies because I like those Frazetta cover, but they rarely show up. And then I type in Frazetta, and usually nothing shows up. Or Timely, you know, Captain America. There was a whole bunch of Timely raw one that was up for auction a couple of days ago. My God, the price was crazy.
It seems like any one of those Timelies is going to cost you a nice chunk of money.
At least $1,000.
Yeah, that's what it seems like.
At least $1,000 if it's in low grade.
Yeah,
nice to have one though, you know.
Like if you have Marvel Mystery Comics number 64 or whatever. What happened to 64?
Parker Rizzo is here. He have a question, I thought. DS Comic is here as well. For those that did not see DS Comics' latest recap.
I watched it this morning.
Yeah, I watched it too. It's pretty good.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. A lot of good
I encourage him to do the recaps on all the horror stuff. Yickety Yakety is here.
Yeah, I liked it. His other video too. He's decided he's determined a path for himself.
Yes.
He's going horror comics. I think that's great.
Michael,
and it happened to me during this year. But once you decide on something and you figure out your path, it's so much nicer collecting.
It is. It certainly is.
Parker Rizzo, I'm trying to find your question. I'm not sure if I missed it somewhere. I thought I saw it. Nick, any thoughts on my FF resub last question? Oh, did you ask last question? The chat can go by so fast, I can't see.
I know it's blazing.
Can I get your last question?
How many people are in the chat?
It is 46.
Oof, we're hopping tonight.
It's some friends. It's Freak 50.
The model boat. C. White is here. Hello.
We break 50 and Nick will go topless.
Oh, you don't want to see that.
People pleaser.
Joker 68 is here as well.
Hey, Kurt.
Man. I'm sorry, Parker. Okay, there we go. I have an FF49 Northland pedigree. Wow. 9.2.
Wow.
What has been your experience on having CGC crack and press and upgrade? I have no experience in cracking and pressing and resubmitting high grade pedigree. So I don't know. Can it go higher? My guess is the Northland pedigree is a fairly old pedigree.
Yeah, probably pre-pressing.
But when it comes down to that, Parker, back to my preaching of or knowing how to look for flaws inside the slab. Okay, it's about, it doesn't matter. Okay, I can pick a book from any given month of any given year and see if it can be pressable or not. Doesn't matter what decade, what year, what old slab, new slab. You know, I'm not in the camp of, you know, all the old slabs are upgradable. It's not true. Sure, more books today are pressed before they get slabbed, right? So, but in the old days, you never know. Some of the high grade books may have been pressed already.
Yep.
You know, so it's no guarantee that a books that were, listen, pressing has been going on since 2003, as far as like a big boom in pressing. Prior to me returning to the hobby, by 2008, when I was back in the hobby, it was exploding. Okay, CGC forum was debating the issue daily because it was blowing up. So for the past 10 years, pressing has been proliferated. So if you buy a book that was graded before 2005, you probably run into a greater chance of buying something that has not been pressed or cleaned. But at the end of the day, it's just like you got to be able to look at the book and see for yourself.
Yep.
You know, it's like, here's the story. I bought my first Amazing Fantasy 15 was a 6.5.
Mm-hmm.
It was not pressed. It was not clean. It was graded 2002. Okay. The person that bought it from me, press it, clean it. Guess what? 6.5 stay the same. There you go. Okay. That's the lesson. Just because something is old and been slapped for 10 plus years, no. It's about understanding the flaws.
Yep.
What can be fixed and what cannot be fixed. You know, when I saw that book and I heard it was pressed, I was like, are you kidding me? It has a 6-inch crease.
Yeah. You said it was on the corner, correct?
Yeah, it was a big corner crease, 6-inch crease. I'm like, really? You think this is gonna get a 7 with that big of a crease?
Yeah.
Come on, you know. But whatever. You're the dealer. You think you know everything. Whatever, you know. But like I said, so good luck, Parker. You know, I don't know. At the end of the day, the only way that I can give any kind of reasonable advice is if I had the book in hand.
Yep.
You know, without having the slap in hand and examine the corners and the edges. I don't know. You know, it'd be silly for me to say that it can go up or go down. So that's my answer. Sadly, not the answer you're looking for. Yes, DS Comics is switching over to Golden Age strictly.
Golden Age horror, correct?
Yes, Golden Age horror strictly.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that.
No.
We all go through changes. Okay, it's always fun to change.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree completely on that. I mean, sometimes people, they've been collecting for 20 years, and it's maybe at that 20-year mark or a little before that, they decide that they want to go a different route, and their collection is vastly different from there on.
Which brings it to a good topic. Can you spot the changes that you went through?
Oh yeah,
most definitely. I chronicled them in my videos.
Yeah, I mean, for me, the change has been subtle. It's not like a huge change where I'm just like, you know, I'm going from Marvel to DC, and I'm going to Golden Age, and I didn't have any kind of major epiphany. You know, yeah, I say my changes has been very subtle. If anything that changed, it's my lack of a need for high grade. Okay, so if there is anything big, that would be the only thing. Is that back in 2008 when I returned to the hobby, I was 9.8 slab. Okay, if it's 9.6 poo poo. Okay, I have a rule: bronze 9.6 or higher, silver 9.2 or higher. Right, that was my minimum. Like anything below 9.2 silver, garbage. You know,
ugly.
You know, like my 9.0 X-Men one, not good enough. You know?
Look at this piece of shit.
Ugly. You're throwing blankets over it. I can't look at you.
You put like a bag over its head like the Elephant Man.
You're double bagger. Oh, yeah. But so yeah, if there's anything that I changed is that I went from being a extreme high grade snob. You know, I'm like 9.2 or better for silver, 9.6 or better for modern, and copper gotta be 9.8. There's no such thing as, you know, nothing below 9.8 for copper. And I start to build my X-Men registry.
Okay.
Right. And that's when and then shortly after that, that's when I'm just like, God, that is exhausting. To try to like keep up with the Jones. You know, I'm like, why am I even using this registry, right? Who am I competing with? These 9 guys on the top 10 thing? I'm like, whatever. They can hit the top 10 title.
Yeah.
And so I started to sell off my slab. But yeah, I had a full intention of getting 9/2s everything as far as Silver Age, you know, and like my X-Men 2 through 10 were all 9/2, 9/4. You know,
wow. Must have been a sight to behold, though.
It was, and I sold most of them. I still have one left. There's only one X-Men single digit that I have not sold. I have it right here. If I can find it. For some reason, nobody wanted it. It was X-Men 7. I thought I had it, but maybe I was wrong. It's not here. Oh, well. But speaking of slab, I have a batch ready at CGC.
Oh.
I just called them today. And they told me because of New York Con, they are gone. And I cannot pick them up until next Tuesday.
Yeah, I was still going to let you pick up?
Yes, I verified with the person.
Oh.
I dealt with this person for the past many years. His name is Christian. And Christian told me that, yes, the policy is I can still pick them up if my book was submitted prior to September 10th, something like that.
Okay.
It's a deadline. As far as dropping off books, I can still do that. Okay, so, but I will do a report next Tuesday, when I return and tell you guys what exactly has changed as far as the lobby and as far as why they can no longer pick up drop off.
Like put a camera up in your hat and get some live footage.
I want to tie a GoPro to my chest.
There you go.
And then videotape everything. But I need to ask him if there's going to be a minimum on dropping off, because for those that familiar with CGC policy, there's supposed to be a limit, like 25 books that you can drop off, you know, something like that. There's a number, okay? But for me, they have grandfathered me in because whenever there's a new employee that picks up the phone, they always give me that, oh, are you dropping off something at the same time you picking up? I'm like, yes. How many? I'm like, 5. We can't do that. You're supposed to have 25 or more. I'm like, yes, I can. Yes, I can, and I have, and I will.
Put Christian
on. Go in the lobby and look for the picture of you hanging there.
Do not admit this. Do not admit this person.
No. This is the people pleaser. He makes his own rules.
Well, twice, at least twice in the last year, because it seemed like they hired a bunch of new receptionists or people, and I got that run around like, oh, you're supposed to have this. I'm like, let me talk to Christian.
Put Christian on. Tell him to stop what he's doing. Nick's on the phone.
But so I need to double check with Christian to make sure that the policy may change for me going forward, so that I can no longer just drop off like 5 books. So I had to drop off like at least 25. And that's fine. If that's the case, then I would drop off like maybe once or twice a year. You know, it's not a big deal. But yes, going forward, I still have 2 more batch at CGC, and those 2 were submitted at the end of August, so I can still pick them up. Okay, but after that, it's over and done. No more picking up from ETA Nick. I will have to ante up the $25 of shipping instead of the $2 for postal or gasoline. I mean, you know, gasoline. Take me, you know, a gallon of gas to get up there and back. Let's see. It's 7:53.
You have any questions, Anthony?
I don't. No.
I haven't.
No one contacts me anymore.
Yeah. Well, I think we've just answered everything. Could that be?
Maybe. Yeah.
One thing I did notice is the Fox movie thing that's going on. They're talking about obviously the Dark Phoenix that teaser trailer got released. I don't know.
But they released the trailer, right?
Yeah, and then they pushed the movie back.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Speaking of movies, have you heard the horrible review of Venom?
Yeah. Yes.
And
I heard nothing but negatives.
It's going to be awful. It's going to probably be one of the worst superhero movies ever.
I heard some bad things.
You hear Tom Hardy, and I don't know what accent he's going for, but what it comes off is like he's hard of hearing or something. It's god awful. I don't know what he's doing. And
DS Comics,
it's like something out of a Rankin and Bass Christmas special. It's terrible.
Rankin and Bass, Tom Hardy. Venom eats up Frosty the Snowman.
Yeah, he's a Venom battles Father Time, and then Rudolph.
He goes up against, what was it, the
Bumble,
the Heat Miser or something.
Well, I could see him fighting a Bumble. That'd be a good fight.
No, Anthony.
Yeah.
There's a question for you from DS Comics.
Oh, okay.
I want to know, is there anything you are targeting specifically at New York Con?
Of course.
Are you looking for anything specific? Can you give hints if you don't want to say?
Let me give you a hint.
Middle-aged guy in a.
No, I am a middle-aged guy. So I found myself. I just look in the mirror now. I am looking for a couple of superhero books, but I'm mainly looking for EC books because EC books, or at least the ones that I'm looking for, are harder to find. They're just not common, and I realize I may have to pay up for some of these because they just don't pop up, or they don't pop up often. As it is with a lot of, he could understand with a lot of pre-code horror. EC, some of their books are just very difficult to find, and if I'm going to find them, it most likely would be at a con like the New York Con. But if I see a good price, I may not. For some mid-grade superhero books I'm looking for, nothing big, I might pick a couple up.
No keys? No major keys?
Well, yeah, I would say they're keys. I mean, they're not like Spider-Man #1. That's or anything like that. Nothing that caliber. But some
he's
some
got
keys.
my list with him.
I have his list. I know exactly what Patrick wants. I'm going to be keeping a good lookout. I'm going 2 days, so what I don't see on Thursday, I'll see on Saturday.
I'll have my PayPal all signed on, ready to go.
That's right.
I was hoping that Dr. Von Schiller would show up because I want to ask him questions on Baltimore Con.
Yeah, I want to know how it went for him.
I know because I saw so many videos of people on YouTube that went to the con, but nobody mentioned about seeing Doc.
Yeah. I saw Howler Mouse had a couple on. I saw Steve had a couple on. Charlton 66, he had a couple on.
Matt the
people are afraid to go up to Dr. Von Schiller. Remember the last time somebody went up to him, he told them to fuck off.
What's he looking at? Huh?
He's like, get the fuck out of my face, you cocksucker.
He didn't realize he was a fan. I think he just thought it was some weird kid standing next to him.
No, he knew it was a fan.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, so hopefully he did go, and hopefully he had a chance to meet up with Steranko.
Oh, jeez, that's why he's not on. He's been partying with Steranko since.
Yeah, he's rocking it out. He's rocking it out with Steranko. You know, that's why he went to go because he. Did he tell the story that he got a little piece of original art from Steranko?
You mentioned it before to me.
Yeah, so he had it's a small piece. It's like 2 by 3 by 3 kind of square with a drawing in it, and he got that through one of his friends that worked for Steranko or cleaned his house or cut his lawn or something. I can't remember. But he was gonna bring that little original art and have Steranko sign it. He joked that Steranko might grab it. Who stole this? This is mine.
Like, hey, wait a minute.
I haven't seen this in 30 years. It's mine. Did
you fucking steal this from me?
Maybe that's what happened, and he got in a fight with him, and John's in prison right now.
Yeah, he kicked the shit. He took his wig. He took his party hat off.
There's a tussle between Steranko and hardcore fan.
Yeah. But no, if you see Steranko in person, he looks like he's like out of the Hall of Presidents down in Disneyland. He looks animatronic.
Yeah.
He wears that turtleneck and his hair is just like classic, and he rotates when he moves. He looks like a robot.
Is he the sharp dressed man?
Kind of. He does tell funny stories, though.
Yeah, I like to hear some of his story. I mean, I would love to hear some of his story. Well, folks, it's 7:59, so it's near the time to go. For those that didn't see me holding up my one purchase of the week, there you go.
It's a beaut. It's a beaut. It's a great book.
A close up of this book, maybe in the near future, as I do presentable low to mid grade books. I get a stack of low grade books that I want to shoot as far as video. So this will go in one of those stacks.
That reminds me though, Nick. I'm submitting a book tomorrow. I better do an inside look of it right like tonight before I submit it.
It's encapsulated.
Before it's encapsulated in a vault.
This is a good month for you, so October.
Jeez, yeah.
Yeah, I know exactly what book that is.
Let's just say one's gonna be in a vault, and another one is gonna be in a crypt.
The S comic would love to see that.
Oh, it'll be released in December.
Oh.
Yeah.
The Nightmare Before Christmas. I'm gonna call that.
So did you guys took advantage of the 15% coupon from eBay last week?
I didn't.
No.
I did not either.
I don't find anything I want.
Honestly, I forgot. I completely forgot about it. You know,
I look.
Actually, I did. The truth is, I did, but I returned the book.
Oh, what happened? Well, what do you want to?
Because I asked the seller, the staple attached. And the book came, and the staple was not attached. So I said, no. The book went from a 4.0 to a 1.8. Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm not paying that price for that book in 1.8.
Right.
You know?
I sold actually this week the last of my slabs that I had listed. So
cool.
I got to get busy this weekend and start listing because I probably have 50 to put up. So it's a never ending thing with you, Patrick. You always got so much to list, to slab. Yep.
You had the energy. I mean, seeing how many slabs you and Mike got back got me tired.
Mike doesn't get tired.
I mean, this guy. Here I am. I'm picking up 11 books next Tuesday.
And Nick is famished.
And I'm just like, man, that's like heavy,
Yeah.
He's bringing his son to help carry it. Here, do this.
I had to ask the CGC employee, can I borrow the cart to wheel?
or could you help me carry this out to the car? You look like you're doing nothing.
I think Mike has right now, I think he has close to 30 submissions ready to go.
Jeez.
Goodness gracious. He should get a plaque from CGC.
Yeah, really.
Loyal clientele.
Customer 2018. He does do a lot with them. I forget what he's trying to do. There's another level with CGC that you can get other than the main member, and you have to get references.
You get the premium where you get 15% discount.
It's not premium. I almost think it's like a store or where he's allowed to submit for other people. A deal. That's what it is.
Well, they have 3 tiers. Right. Yeah. One is like 129. I belong to the lowest tier.
Mm-hmm.
I get 10% discount. And then if you go up one level, it's 15% discount and cheaper graders notes. And then if you go up to the 3rd level high, I think you get free graders notes. And whatever. Like I said, I did the calculation on the back of the envelope and I said, I don't submit enough books to worth paying an extra $100.
Yeah.
To get 5% discount more. I'm like, I submit like 30 books this year. So I'm like, I don't need to do that.
Yeah, I don't submit that much. But I'm looking forward to submitting more though over the next year. I really do. I want to just submit some more stuff and
I just like it because it turns it into a product. It's easier to sell. Everyone's happy with the grades and you don't get any arguing. They ship better. It's just easier all the way around.
Well, anyhow, it's 8:03, so we bid goodbye. See you guys next week. Say bye, everybody in the chat room.
Take care, everybody.
Take care. Thank you
next
for joining
week.
us.
Aloha.
Thank you.
Yes. See you.